Everyone knows that eating healthy foods leads to weight loss, but there's a hidden food science that explains why some people effortlessly stay lean while others struggle with the same meals. You've mastered the basics: lean proteins, vegetables, whole grains, and portion control. You can recite the calorie counts and macronutrient breakdowns of your favorite foods. But here's what the weight loss industry doesn't want you to discover. The timing and combination of when you eat certain foods matter more than the foods themselves. There's a specific sequence that turns ordinary diet foods into fat-burning powerhouses, and a different sequence that can make even the healthiest meals work against you. This isn't about eating less or restricting entire food groups. It's about understanding how your body processes different nutrients at different times of day. The people who seem to eat whatever they want and stay thin, they've stumbled onto this pattern without even realizing it. Meanwhile, you could be eating the perfect salad at the wrong time, which can slow your metabolism. What you don't know about food timing and combinations could be the reason you're working twice as hard for half the results, while others seem to lose weight without even trying. The foods aren't a secret. It's what you do with them that makes all the difference. The absolute primary driver of weight loss, and by extension fat loss, is calorie balance. It's a simple equation: consume fewer calories than your body uses and you'll lose weight. It is that fundamental. And here's a fun fact that might blow your mind. A calorie is a calorie, regardless of its source. Whether it comes from sugar, saturated fat, or a superfood smoothie, it contributes to your overall calorie intake. Your body doesn't care if it's clean or dirty when it comes to the energy count. Let's debunk some popular myths right now. Sugar, for instance, has been unfairly villainized. While excessive sugar isn't great for overall health, it doesn't magically make you fat more than any other calorie source. It's the amount that matters. The same goes for saturated fat. It's been blamed for everything under the sun, but in the context of fat loss, it's just another source of calories. Focusing on total calorie intake and overall diet quality is far more impactful than fixating on single nutrients. Now, let's get a little deeper into why we sometimes struggle even when we know the calorie math. It's all about the psychological impact of food, specifically the concept known as the food palatability reward hypothesis. Sounds fancy, right? Our brains are wired to love highly palatable foods. These are typically high in sugar, fat, and salt. Think chips, cookies, or creamy pasta dishes. They trigger a robust reward response in our brains. This reward response makes us want to eat more and more of them. It's not a lack of willpower, it's a biological drive. Our bodies naturally crave these calorie-dense, delicious foods because, from an evolutionary perspective, they were crucial for survival. And here's the kicker: these cravings intensify, especially when you're in a calorie deficit. Your body senses a lack of energy and screams for the most efficient, tasty fuel it can find. It's like your internal alarm system going off. Trying to fight these biological drives with sheer willpower alone is like trying to hold back a tsunami with a teacup. It's an uphill battle you're likely to lose, and it leads to frustration and burnout. So, what's the solution? We outsmart biology through tactical approaches. We don't fight our cravings head on. We create an environment where those cravings are less likely to sabotage us. It's about setting yourself up for success. One of the most powerful strategies is environmental control. This means removing hyperpalatable foods from your immediate surroundings. If it's not in your pantry, you can't eat it. Simple, yet incredibly effective. Eliminate those foods that are just too easy to overconsume. You know the ones: the bag of chips that disappears in minutes, the pint of ice cream that's gone before you realize it. If they're not there, the temptation is gone. Next, we focus on fullness, or satiety. This is about prioritizing foods that promote sustained fullness. keeping you satisfied for more extended periods. When you're full, you're less likely to seek out those hyper-palatable treats. Emphasize high-volume foods. These are foods rich in water and fiber, such as most fruits and vegetables. You can eat a lot of them for relatively few calories, filling your stomach without overshooting your calorie goals. Including protein-rich foods is also crucial for satiety. Protein is incredibly filling and helps preserve muscle mass during fat loss. Think lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, and legumes. Choosing minimally processed whole foods is another key. They generally have more fiber and nutrients, and they require more chewing, which signals to your brain that you're eating. This helps you feel full. And here's a fun, perhaps surprising example. Plain boiled potatoes are incredibly satiating. Seriously, they rank very high on satiety indexes. They're a fantastic filling base for a meal. Now, let's talk about the dial-down strategy. This is a progressive approach to reducing the palatability of your food. You don't have to go from zero to diet food overnight. It's a gradual shift. Start by swapping highly processed foods for less processed versions. Instead of a sugary cereal, try plain oatmeal with some fruit. Instead of a frozen pizza, make your own with a whole wheat crust. Gradually reduce your portion sizes of those calorie-dense foods you still enjoy. You don't have to eliminate them. Learn to enjoy them in moderation. It's about control, not deprivation. Simultaneously, increase your consumption of those high-volume, fiber-rich and protein-rich foods. Make them the star of your plate. Fill up on the good stuff first. Let's look at some practical food swaps. Instead of white rice, try brown rice or even cauliflower rice. You get more fiber and volume for the same number of calories or fewer calories for the same volume. Opt for lighter sauces instead of creamy, heavy ones. A tomato-based sauce over a rich Alfredo can save you hundreds of calories and still be incredibly flavorful. Reduce your grain portions while increasing your vegetable portions significantly. Think of your plate. Half vegetables, a quarter protein, and a quarter healthy carbs. This simple visual can be a game changer. Now, for a dose of reality. Fat loss inevitably involves some level of suffering. I know, not precisely the encouraging part, but hear me out. It's about choosing your suffering. You can suffer from constant hunger, intense cravings, and the frustration of not reaching your goals. Or you can choose the discomfort of eating slightly less palatable foods for a period. I'd argue that preferring the discomfort of less palatable foods is the more intelligent choice. It's a temporary discomfort that leads to lasting results, rather than the ongoing misery of feeling out of control. The good news is that your taste buds can recalibrate over time. What once seemed bland will start to taste amazing. You'll begin to appreciate the simpler, natural flavors of whole foods. It's a journey of rediscovery. So, let's wrap this up with the key principles for successful fat loss. It's not about labeling foods as good or bad. It's about making wise, strategic food choices that support your goals. Choose foods that do not trigger overeating. This is paramount. If a food makes you want to eat the whole bag, it's probably not the best choice for your fat loss phase. Prioritize foods that promote sustained fullness. Fill your plate with protein, fiber, and water-rich options. This keeps hunger at bay and makes adherence much easier. Select foods that are difficult to overconsume. Think about it. How much plain chicken breast and broccoli can you eat before you're full? Probably not enough to derail your diet. Strategic food choices are a powerful tool to reach your fat loss goals. They help you manage hunger, control cravings, and stay within your calorie targets without feeling deprived all the time. And here's the empowering part. Once you've reached your fat loss goals, you can gradually reintroduce more variety and flavor. Maintenance is a different game, and you'll have learned invaluable lessons about what works for your body. You've got this.